So how do you increase your sales call close rates? Now, let's get right into this. There's really two core components that you need to consider. The first is what you're doing before the call to build trust, to warm up that prospect before they get on the call. And then the other component is, of course, how effective you are on the sales call itself. So I want to spend more of this video talking about the former versus the latter. So something that often doesn't get spoken about enough is people have a massive focus on how to become a more effective salesperson, how to optimize their ability to drive an effective sales call. And of course, that's very important. But what you're forgetting is if you can build more buyers' trust in advance of them getting on the call, it makes the sales call itself so much more fluid and so much easier to close in the first place. Imagine a prospect that has 10% buyer trust built pre-call versus one that has 60% or 70% before. If they've only got 10%, you've got 90% of the work to do on the sales call itself. Whereas if they're 50-60%, then you've got 40 or 50% of the work to do on the sales call itself. So why would you not seek to optimize for what you do pre-call to make your life so much easier and so much more fluid as you go through to the second half? So let's talk about how do you build buyer trust pre-call. Now, there's a few core components. One of them is actually the micro steps that you take to warm that prospect up before they get on the call. So for example, this might be the videos that you share. So once they book a call, are you sharing videos? Are you automatically taking them to a page that sets the expectations for the call, helps to tell them a little bit more about what to expect, helps to tell them a bit more about the company, how you work, the process that you go through, potentially your pricing as well. You know, what are you doing in advance, right? Because the more collateral you can share within reason, right? Because you don't just want to bombard and spam, but if you can have an explainer video that breaks down a bit more about your process and how you work and what you do in your pricing, that puts you in a much more effective position to build some trust before they actually get on the call. And if you could do with some support in that area, having a business explainer video that breaks down your process, what you do and everything that I just mentioned, do reach out to me on LinkedIn, Alex Alleyne, drop me a direct message, or go on our company website, fetched.ai, FETCHED.ai, because we specialize in business explainer videos that build trust to help you to actually close clients much faster, much more effectively and beyond. So do drop us a message or book a call with us. But as I continue to go on here, the other component of this is the automated messages that you have sent out before you actually get on that call or before that prospect gets on that call. So I recommend that you have a series of 2 to 3 messages that might consist of an email or a text message that both reminds that person of that call, but also sends them either a video or two or explains a particular concept about what to expect, so that it's not that they've just watched these videos, but they've potentially gotten a little bit more information from you before they've gotten on that call, and they've had it across multiple touch points through emails, a couple of emails, and potentially one text message. So it can serve as a reminder, but also a trust bridge as well. So it's well worth including that in your flow. If you use a typical calendar booking software, most of them have automated workflows to help you send out these types of things step by step in advance of the prospect getting on the call. So those are a couple of cool ways to consider. The other is having case studies and potentially doing client interviews. So if you've not done interviews, it's just getting testimonials, statements, having client logos. You know, prospects love to see that you've got track record, right? You've got some kind of history that lets them know that they can feel safe, they can feel confident working with your organization. And so if you've got any references, client case studies, etc., it's well worth including them on your website or talking to them in any of the videos or the collateral that you have to build trust in advance of the call. As mentioned, the second component is how effective you are on the call itself, but I'll come on to cover that in future videos, and I've already got some videos on my channel that talk to that. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have, please do like, comment, share and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.